Hello guys, today I'm gonna make a quick tutorial on how you can determine which gyms are eligible for EX raids in your area. Now, this comes from the findings from a worldwide analysis of 1000 plus EX raid locations from the redditor Tntnnbltn. Shout out to him. Now, this is an extensive research. You can read all about it. Of course, I'll leave all the links down in the description. Now you can see the background of it, the methodology, how he collected the data, and what are his findings from September onwards. Now this is definitely an extensive analysis, so definitely shout out to him. Now, basically what he does, he used OpenStreetMap tags from the source code from the Pokemon game, and he found out that the pieces of code like land use equals grass, leisure equals playground, and so on correspond to the gyms where the EX raids are. So basically the gyms overlap those areas here. Now the most interesting part is the section 4.2, how to analyze your own map data. So you will need a couple of things. The first thing you will need is a program called OSM Coverer and a CSV file containing the longitude and latitude or coordinates of the gyms in your area. Okay, so let's start. The first thing you need to do is go copy this link here, overpass turbo.eu/s/uhn. Okay, so copy that and paste it in the new window. Okay, so let's zoom out. Of course, I'll use the example from my town called Zagreb, and of course you can zoom in, zoom out, whatever you like. The important thing is, if you are zoomed out, then the program with the code here, you can see the piece of code here corresponds leisure equals park from here. So that basically those are the areas where the EX raids are possible to be. So the most important thing to note is that if you are zoomed out, then the program will scan the whole area here. Of course, I don't want to scan the whole town, so I will zoom in. Let's say here. Okay, this seems like a grassy park area. So let's see if the possible EX raids will be here. Okay, so what you need to do is click in the top left corner and click run. Okay, so I will go, this area looks fine to me. Click run and wait a couple of seconds for the program to process the query. Okay, now as you can see, the blue areas show the possible EX raid locations. Now the interesting part is, like this here seems like a grassy park area, and it's not highlighted in blue. And this also here, and this also here. So that means that in blue areas the EX raids are possible to be, and not anywhere else. Okay, so if you know where the gyms in this location or in your locations are, you don't need to do anything else. But what I will do next is overlap the gym locations with those blue areas and see which gyms are possible to hold the EX raids. Okay, so the next step, go to the first window. Now we need to download the program OSS OSM cover. So let's do that. Open a new window and type download OSM cover and hit enter. Now click on the first link, GitHub OSM cover. Scroll down, don't click here. Scroll down and click where it says releases. Click left click. And depending on your operating system, download the file correspondingly. Now I use Windows 64-bit, now I will click that. And save it somewhere where you will find it. I will save it on my desktop. Okay, click save. Now I need to unzip it, so close the window, close this. Here it is. Right click, extract all, and click extract. Okay, now it's extracted. You can close the window. Now, the next thing we need to do, you can close this window, go back to the Reddit. Now we need a file containing names and locations of the gyms in our area. So let's do that. Okay, now I'll save it in the desktop. So right click, click new, click text document. Now the important thing is to note that the file needs to be named exactly gyms.csv. Okay, so pull down the window, click rename, and name it gyms. Let's leave it txt for now. I'll show you why later. Now just leave it gyms.txt and click enter. Open the file. Now here we need to paste gym names and locations. Now look here, name of the gym, comma, without spaces, and longitude and latitude. Now you can use Gym Hunter over here to find the locations of the gyms. So this is the area here that corresponds to these areas here. Now go to Gym Hunter and click on the first gym, click get directions, and copy this here. Those are the coordinates. Copy, go to the file, name it gym1, comma, no spaces, paste. Let's go to the second gym, close this here, click here, click get directions, and copy this here, the coordinates, copy, name it gym2, comma, no spaces, paste the coordinates. Now the important thing is the coordinates should have 6 digits. This one has 5, so enter 0 at the end. Close this window, go to Gym Hunter, close this window, and I will get the coordinates of this, get directions, and paste the coordinates of the gym. Name it gym3, comma, no spaces. Now this here contains 5 digits also, so I will need to enter 0 at the end. Okay, now it's done. Click File, Save, and close the window. Now let's rename it. One more thing. If you don't see the extension txt, go to Folder, File Explorer Options, click FOL in the search, click File Explorer Options, click View, and over here this needs to be unchecked. Hide extensions for known file types needs to be unchecked. So uncheck it. If it's checked, uncheck it and click Apply. Okay, now you should see .txt. Now right click, rename, go here and rename txt to CSV. Click OK. Yes. Now you have the file gems.csv. Okay. Now the last thing we need, close this window, go back to Overpass Turbo, and you need to export this as a file. To do that, go to Export over here and click Download as GeoJSON. Click that and save it where you will find it later. I will save it on the desktop. Click Save. Now it's saved. You can close that. Let's go back here. Now note one thing. The GeoJSON in this line of code is named input.geojson, and we downloaded the GeoJSON file named export, which doesn't correspond. So let's rename it that it corresponds like this, input.geojson. So right click on the file, rename input.geojson, input. Now it's okay. Now we have gems.csv, input GeoJSON, and we need the oceancoverer.exe. Let's cut it. Cut. Put the window down. Paste. To make it easier, I will make a new folder called Pokémon and drag those three files here. And the last thing I will do is cut the folder and put it in local disk C in the root folder. Click paste. Okay, so it's here. Local disk C, Pokemon. Okay, let's click it. The folder contains the three files we need: gems.csv, input.geojson, and the program OSM cover. Now I can put the window down. Now go to command prompt. To do so, click on find and type COMM, command prompt, click it, and point to the Pokemon directory, cd cd . Now you're in the root. Now click cd, type cd dash Pokemon, cd Pokemon. Click enter. Now you're in the folder Pokemon. Okay, now we need to do is copy this line of code here. Right click copy, go to command prompt, right click paste. Okay, so this code needs to be in this folder. Let's see if everything's okay. It should be okay, and click enter and see what it does. Okay, everything's okay. It says done. Now go to the Pokemon directory. Now we're in the Pokemon directory and we see that the program made the new folder called output. Click it. It has two files, input.geojson and markers, and the second file called markers within features.csv. Now this is the file we need, input.geojson from the output folder. Now let's see how it looks visually. To do that, go back to Chrome and go to the site called geojson.io and hit enter, and the page will look like this. Close this and zoom into your area. In my case, this is Zagreb, somewhere around here. Okay, now click open, file, point to the Pokemon local disk C, Pokemon directory, and the subdirectory output. Click once, left click once on input GeoJSON and click open. Now we'll wait for a few seconds for the page to load. Okay, so here it is. Areas in green are areas where the X-rays will be, and are the two gyms overlapping that area, and this is the gym outside the green area. So in those two gyms are possible for the X-ray to be held in. In this gym, the X-ray probably won't be held because it's outside the green area, as we can see here. Okay, so that's it. Thank you guys for watching. If you like the video, please like it, subscribe, and share it. Peace out.